Speaking of the Eagles, we talked a little bit about this.
Yep.
The tush push.
Oh.
They ran it 4 times in a row. This has to be like, all right, if you're going to make a rule, because I get it, like, hey, it's a football, you got to stop them. I think there should be a rule of how many times you can run a tush push consecutively. And let's max it out at, say, 2. And if you wanted to go 1, I'd be totally fine with this. But the play is ruining our sport. This was about 5 minutes of airtime on television just watching this slop. We're not watching rugby. This is supposed to be football where half the time they're offsides, but the officials can't see it because it's so uptight. I mean, that right there, the right guard is starting early. Right. That is a false start, but they don't call it because they can't see it, and they're so good at timing it up, anticipating that you can't see it. To me, it is ruining the sport that I love to watch.
Well, if that's the case, then I think this should be the best thing that ever happened to you, because this is what other teams are going to show the league at the end of the year.
Was trying to do it. He was adamant. He was trying to scream at the officials, but they didn't call it.
But what I'm saying is, like, this, like, it was terrible for viewership. Everybody was complaining about it, and people feel like you feel. So I think the best thing that ever happened is you suffered through 5 minutes of brutal football. And after this, they're going to bring this to Commissioner Goodell and be like, guys, we can't be doing this every day, right? And they were close to overturning it, I think, last year. Now it'll be 2 years in a row, I think that's probably going to be maybe a catalyst to making some sort of change. I want to talk just about quickly. Yeah, I know you have some thoughts about Jalen Hurts.
Yes.
Yeah, let's talk about him.
When he won the Super Bowl last year, everybody wanted to rank him. Where does he rank as far as NFL quarterbacks? And they wanted to put him at the top tier of quarterbacks. I'd say top 5.
Okay.
And all I said was, let's slow down a little bit, because I think what Jalen Hurts brings to the game, and this is not a criticism, it should be a compliment, is he is a really good game manager.
Yeah.
I don't think he's an elite level passer of the football. And I think he's a quarterback that clearly you can win a Super Bowl with. I don't know if he's going to be the difference maker that you win the Super Bowl because of. Even though he's had 2 great performances in the Super Bowl.
Yeah, for sure.
For an entire season, and when you take away the run game, when all of a sudden you don't have an offensive line that's quite as good as it's been historically, I don't think Jalen Hurts is the type of quarterback that's going to say, all right, I'll put you on my back. Now, granted, I only think there's 4 or 5 of those in the entire NFL.
Right, same.
So I would put Jalen Hurts in that next category. Now, the best compliment I can pay him is he's a winner. Yeah. And I love that. He has all the intangibles you look for. I still don't think he's an elite thrower of the football, and people think that's a knock and it's criticism because clearly you can win with him. I just wouldn't put him in the same category as Josh Allen, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, those types of quarterbacks.
Well, that goes back to something that Cam Newton said and got a ton of heat for, where he said Tom Brady was a game manager. Peyton Manning was a game manager.
The best
but
ever.
What really makes a game manager a bad thing, right? I think if you ask me about, like, let me ask you this right out of the gate. Was Brett Favre an elite thrower of the football?
Yes.
Elite thrower of the football, right?
Yes.
But so prone to making a mistake at the wrong time that I'd almost think, because to me, a quarterback, I think that is something that makes you elite, is the ability to avoid the big mistake at the wrong time, right? There's a lot of guys who can make a great play every once in a while, but they also make the wrong. I mean, Jameis Winston, 1,000,000 touchdowns, 1,000,000 picks. Nobody thinks he's good enough to play right now.
Right.
And a guy like Jalen Hurts, I just think they're veering off the game plan. What got the Eagles to where they were last year was Saquon Barkley. Right. He's got 6 carries in 2 weeks ago. They've lost 2 in a row. 6 carries and 12 carries.
Yes.
I don't know what's pulling them off that game plan, but get Saquon Barkley involved. Ask Jalen Hurts to do, like you said, 3 or 4 big plays a game. That's all I need from you. Just don't make a big mistake for me, and we'll carry Saquon to the Super Bowl, and he'll make a big play. He's proven that he can do that. So I actually think that is elite. Like at the end of last year, I thought I had Jalen Hurts around 5.
Right.
I don't know where I think he is now, but I think that's part of an elite quarterback to not make a mistake.
Would you rather have Justin Herbert because we could go down the list of guys that I think are more talented, right?
More talented, definitely. Right. But I've seen Justin Herbert on his own throw playoff games.
Right.
It looks like maybe he's turned a corner. But at the end of the day, I care about Super Bowls, man.